everybody, I'm Latrina Patrick. Welcome to this edition of She Rocks, a show designed to help women become strong, healthy, and empowered. I am so excited to kick off a three-part series today on chiropractic care. Believe it or not, this is a subject that I found fascinating. I had the opportunity to interview Dr. Jeremy Hess recently. He's a leading chiropractor in Georgia. He has his own office down in Stockbridge, Georgia, and he took the time to explain this process with me, and I really knew that it was something that I needed to share with you. Like many people, I'm sure, I thought of chiropractic care only necessary for people who've been in car accidents, have whiplash, or people who have chronic back problems. Never did I think that this is something that should be used as a preventative and a proactive measure as a response to, sickness and disease and all kinds of things like that we never even think of. So I just thought that this was just too much information to try to pack into one episode. So I think it's necessary to share it over 3 weeks. And the first part is just going to be a basic introduction to chiropractic care, what it really is and why it's necessary, because they actually use a holistic approach, just like I do as a health coach. And so they use the spinal cord and the central nervous system to identify issues that are going on in the body. It's really fascinating. And then the second part of the series is going to focus on testimonials about how people have been healed as a result of consistent, repetitive chiropractic care, including Dr. Jeremy Hess and some people in his office. So I can't wait to share those stories with you. And then the third part is going to be really targeting moms, because as moms who have little ones, I know that chronic ear infections can be a significant issue, and I had no idea that chiropractic care is necessary for infants. In fact, Dr. Hess says that people need to start with chiropractic care from infancy and go through adulthood. So I just thought that moms would be really interested in this process, and so that's why I wanted to break it down into three-part series. So take a look at this first part, and I hope that you, like me, will be extremely inspired by what you're going to find out today.
As chiropractors, we're central nervous system specialists, and we are looking for the cause of whatever's going on in your body, whether it's pain, whether it's dysfunction or disease. We're looking for, as chiropractors, something that's called subluxation. Subluxation is a giant word which simply means the misalignment of spinal bones, which is putting pressure on the spinal nerves, causing them to be irritated, damaged, distressed, and that's what brings on things like pain, dysfunction, and disease. Your brain then becomes your brain stem. Your brain stem runs through the first two bones of your spinal column, and the first bone, which is your atlas, is the most important bone in your spinal column. At this point, your brain stem becomes your spinal cord, which is trillions and trillions of nerves that run down through your spinal bones and then make their way out as these fat bundles of millions of nerves that go out from these openings, which are called channels, out to every cell, every tissue, and every organ of your body. Your brain is sending messages at the speed of light, telling everything to work, telling your heart to beat, your lungs to breathe, but for that matter, it tells your pancreas to make the right amount of insulin. All of that, you can't blink your eyes without a brain signal. And that signaling system is what makes your body run at optimal levels. When spinal bones are knocked out of alignment, those openings press down around those bundles of nerves, causing that distressing that does not allow the signal to come through from the brain at 100%. And that is what causes disease, dysfunction, and pain.
We believe that God gave each one of us the ability to heal themselves from the inside out. And what we're concerned about in chiropractic is we're looking for what we call interferences. Interferences in the nervous system. And we look for those blockages, those interferences, and we remove them, right? Because we know if the body is free of interference, then it can function normally. It can reach its potential that God put inside of us. We can have the optimal health that we all want.
The body has an innate intelligence. We believe that innate intelligence has been there since conception. And that innate intelligence allows the body to heal from the inside out when the body is uninterfered with. It is a very natural process of the human body to be self-healing. Otherwise, if you cut yourself, you wouldn't heal. And your body does that naturally when the interference is gone. And our doctors are very, very clear in expressing that they're not the healers. God is the healer. God made the body to heal. They simply get the body, the bones in alignment, allowing healing to flow from the inside out, as opposed to medicating from the outside in, which actually only masks issues, doesn't really repair anything.
They're saying now that 70% of Americans take pharmaceuticals on a daily basis. 7 out of 10 Americans take a pill and they have faith in that pill to literally get their body through the day, right? I say, hey, thank God for drugs and medication when necessary, all right? And we could say, you know, there's a small percentage of Americans because of trauma, because of something happens to them, some weird condition, unfortunately, you know, there's a small percent, I don't know what the percentage is, maybe 1, maybe, I believe it's definitely less than 5%. So we have a gap there. If we could agree that it's less than 5% of Americans actually need drugs on a daily basis for some weird condition they have or something they've been plagued with, God forbid, you know. So what's that? That's 65% of the population who's on drugs on a daily basis that they need hope. So this practice, we provide hope. We provide hope.
So what we as principal chiropractors do is find where the bones are out of alignment and very, very gently, with time and repetition, move the bones back into alignment, which causes the openings to release those nerve bundles, allowing the signaling system to get back to normal, and the body has the ability to heal itself. We see people for problems in their neck spine, which is your cervical spine. That could be problems with your shoulders and arms and hands. That's where carpal tunnel comes from. That could be problems with thyroid. That could be problems with migraines, headaches, sinus issues, allergy issues, ear infections in infants, even colic in infants. Your upper back spine, which is called your thoracic spine, those are actually the nerves that continue down those arms and shoulders and hands, but that runs your heart and your lungs. When I came to work here 4 years ago, I was in congestive heart failure and on 6 blood pressure medications. My issues were resolved when the doctors, with scientific chiropractic adjustments, got the bones back in alignment, freeing up the nerves. I'm on no medication, don't have heart problems.
We have to make changes and we have to get committed to our health.
Wow, I hope that you were as inspired by that conversation as I have been. And make sure you tune in next week to part 2, because that's when we'll share some testimonies of people who have been healed from asthma, heart disease, and believe it or not, women, infertility issues. So you don't want to miss that. Now, I hope that you will subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends, because that way you'll stay up to date on new videos and you'll be one of the first people to know about it when I release a new one. As always, if you have any comments or questions or feedback or show ideas, please send me an email to latrina@plantfoodrocks.com. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, you rock.